Stories coming up in this week's show include
a behind-the-scenes look at the VA Crisis Line Call Center.
Detroit Tiger ace Justin Verlander is a great friend to veterans.
And we have more on the Tucson VA Medical Center's outstanding support of veterans with PTSD.
That and more on this week's VA News.
Hello, I'm Prince Taylor with the Office of Operations, Security, and Preparedness.
And I'm Sue Wong with the Office of Information and Technology. Thank you for watching today. A video on VA's YouTube page provides an excellent look at the Veterans Crisis Line Call Center at the VA Center of Excellence in New York. It's appropriately entitled Behind the Scenes and shows how qualified, caring responders answer calls from veterans, service members, and their friends and families during times of crisis. The VA responders, many of them veterans themselves, share stories and experiences of providing support to veterans and their loved ones. Here is a clip from the video.
It takes a gift and a special person, even a friend, to meet you where you are and walk with you.
We've taken over 400,000 calls from people who have been in various levels of distress. Some of them just want information. They just want to make sure there's someone to talk to. They just want to make sure that there's somebody there. And others just want to tell someone that they're going to die.
You feel a little bit better? How about your paranoia?
All we offer is our attention, and sometimes that's enough. And so, to me, that's the best summary of the job of a responder when you're dealing with somebody who's suicidal.
I think that I listen to the veterans. I listen to what they're saying, not just hearing them, actually listening to them, and trying to figure out what the problem is and how they can be helped and help themselves.
The veteran will first pick up the phone, dial the crisis number, and then they'll hear if you're a veteran, if you're a family member of a veteran, if you're in active duty services, please press 1. They'll press 1, and then there will be just a brief delay while the call is routed to Canandaigua, and then they'll hear an individual person say,
"Thank you for calling the Veterans Crisis Line. This is Garrett. How can I help you?"
I had a guy call that said, I don't know what to expect. And I said, well, why don't we start with your name? Tell me what's going on. Let's talk about it.
I've got no problem sitting and letting a vet, cuss, swear, cry, whatever it is that they need to do to be able to feel better.
You can watch the 9-minute video on the VHA YouTube channel by clicking on YouTube on the VA homepage. Click on the VHA channel and then type in the search bar, Veterans Crisis Line Behind the Scenes.
Justin Verlander, the Detroit Tigers ace who pitched in the just-completed World Series, has been a great friend to the veterans of VA facilities in the Detroit area. The 2011 American League Most Valuable Player and Cy Young Award winner recently gave a large donation to VA medical centers in Ann Arbor and Detroit. Verlander's Victory for Veterans campaign is helping hundreds of veterans and their families. When he pitches, Verlander lets local veterans enjoy his box seats in Detroit's Allen Park.
Oh, there you go.
For veterans, this day at the ballpark was special.
I have never been to an actual Tigers game. This is my first one.
I'm really glad to have this opportunity to go to the Tigers game.
This game was special because these veterans were invited to watch the Detroit Tigers play the Minnesota Twins from the personal suite of Tigers pitcher Justin Verlander.
I'm lucky enough to be in a situation where I'm able to afford a nice suite, and I thought it was a great way for me to be able to give back, not only to the veterans, but their families as well.
The program is called Verlander's Victories for Veterans. Every home game at Comerica Park, in which Verlander is Detroit's starting pitcher, 3 veterans from either the Detroit or Ann Arbor VA are invited to bring 5 guests to watch the game from Justin's suite. Not only do they get great seats to watch one of the premier pitchers in baseball, they are treated to dinner, a Verlander's Victory for Veterans t-shirt for all, a personalized welcome letter from Justin, plus surprise visits from former players and Paws, the Tigers mascot. And in the middle of the 5th inning, the veterans and guests are welcome to the ballpark on the video board.
Me and my buddies and my family are going to be really excited to seeing him pitch, and I think he's doing his part by helping, keep us motivated, keep us happy, and just showing to everybody that we are appreciated for what we do.
It's a great opportunity and a great benefit for being part of the VA, but yeah, I mean, it's just awesome to actually be part of that, to go to the Tigers game.
The reason I'm doing it is to show my support for what they do for us, and this is the best way for me to show that.
We feel like we cannot bring enough attention to VA's efforts to help veterans and their families deal with post-traumatic stress disorder.
Here's the first of another 2-part video on the successful PTSD program at the Tucson VA Medical Center that is drawing so much attention from veterans and the media. KUAT-TV, the PBS station on the campus of University of Arizona, granted permission for us to re-air the story from its Arizona Illustrated program. We'll run the second half in 2 weeks after our Veterans Day coverage next week.
In 2003, Javier Brito came home. He'd spent 8.5 years in the U.S. Marine Corps and served in Iraq, where he sustained serious injuries. His wife and 2 children were waiting to welcome him back and move on with their lives. But Javier couldn't leave the battlefield behind.
You come back and you're like, okay, we did what we did over there, and it's over and done with, and you come back here and you're just not sleeping.
He wasn't the same. Like I said, he was very... He wasn't joking. I couldn't bring anything up, or everything was wrong. And just constant friction.
You have a little bit of a temper also when you're back here. Things kind of, they set you off a little quicker. When I would get upset, I mean, I have a family and stuff, and they saw it, but I never directed it towards them. I knew when it was coming, and I'd go outside and I'd channel it a different way. I'd dig a hole. I built a dog house, and we didn't have a dog. Just things like that.
Despite Javier's efforts, the change in him took a toll on his family.
It was hard. Because, I mean, how do you explain that to the children?
Lydia pushed Javier to get help. In late 2004, Javier went to the Southern Arizona VA healthcare system to ask for something that would help him sleep. He found the post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, outpatient clinic instead.
The PTSD program actually has been here probably for close to 35 years. It's been here a long time.
PTSD is an anxiety disorder that can develop after someone experiences a traumatic or life-threatening event. Experts estimate that 10 to 20% of combat veterans suffer from PTSD at some point in their lives.
In a combat zone, PTSD symptoms are actually really adaptive. It's really good to be hypervigilant. It's really good to not trust people. Okay, if they don't have the same color uniform, I don't trust them. It's probably a pretty wise belief system to have. Those kind of beliefs just don't work back here.
Dr. Marks's PTSD clinic saw about 2,300 people last year in southern Arizona alone. Marks, a war protester during the Vietnam era, has spent most of his 35-year career helping veterans and other trauma survivors.
Historically, what people have thought about PTSD is that if you go through a traumatic event, you just don't think about it. Try and avoid thinking about it. What we found is, in fact, the exact opposite is true. That really to get beyond the trauma or the consequences of the trauma, what you really need to do is think about it, write about it, talk about it.
On paper, in groups, and in one-on-one sessions, veterans in the treatment program confront their experiences over and over again. The idea is to habituate, to get used to the memories and situations that trigger their anxiety. In the process, veterans rebuild how they see the world.
All of us, as we grow up, we develop these beliefs about the world. You know, the world is a safe place, good things happen to good people. When you're in a war, those kind of beliefs typically get shattered. So really we help them begin to look at some of their beliefs around the traumatic event, beliefs about themselves, beliefs about the world, and beliefs about other people.
When we get video from regular annual events, we always feel like a whole year could not have passed already. But when it's an event like Cruising the Coast at the Gulf Coast Veterans Healthcare System in Biloxi, Mississippi, we really don't mind. It's such a unique, colorful, and fun-filled event. We wouldn't mind if they ran it 3 or 4 times a year.
For more than a decade, the VA in Biloxi has partnered with the Cruisin the Coast organization to bring the popular car show to veterans, visitors, and employees. The fun and entertainment is sponsored by the Biloxi VA Recreational Therapy Program. It includes some 1,750 vintage vehicles of all shapes, colors, eras, and sizes, which filled virtually every available parking space on the Biloxi campus. Always a big hit at the event was Elvis Presley, actually tribute artist Gary Wesley, captivating the crowd with an authentic song and dance performance. Organizers estimated more than 5,000 patients, visitors, and staff participated in the event.
This is good because all makes and models are here. Every single thing you see is different, and everybody loves what they do. There's nothing ugly. They're all beautiful rides.
I live here and I come out here every year. This is a great stop on Cruising the Coast. Spent a lot of time out here when my dad was here in the hospitals.
It's just a great place. The people, the cars, the scenery, the hospitality. It's just a really fine place to be.
The event also coincided with Anthony Dawson's first official day on campus as the new director of the Gulf Coast Veterans Healthcare System. Dawson said he was most impressed by the show of unity between the VA and community.
Partnership is very key. You know, we can't do it all alone. You know, everyone has a vested interest in a veteran, either someone in their family, either they're veterans, or someone in the community who they know who are veterans. Those heroes have gone off to serve the country so we can enjoy some of the freedoms that we have today. So I think that it's very, very important to partner to make sure that the whole comes together as a whole and not a sum of just parts every place. So it's very, very important to have partnerships for it.
Dawson also said he'd like to showcase a car of his own for the event next year, but he would not give any details about the car.
So it would be very, very nice one day to find me a vintage car, dress it up, and just kind of like park someplace and not say anything, right? That would be it.
Did you know 4 of the nation's leading manufacturers have begun a new program to help veterans get the training necessary to get one of the 600,000 high-tech manufacturing jobs available right now? They're available because employers cannot find qualified applicants. The manufacturers starting the program are General Electric, Alcoa, Boeing, and Lockheed Martin. They're providing about $6 million of seed money to the program, which will initially be offered in 10 states. Companies will work with local communities and technology colleges to offer training that puts veterans on a fast track to becoming certified in areas like electronics, welding, and machining.
That's all we have for this week. Don't forget to thank veterans for their service on Sunday. November 11th is Veterans Day. Thank them every day because at VA, every day is Veterans Day. I'm Sue Wong.
And I'm Prince Taylor. We have a full Veterans Day coverage show for you, airing the week of November 19th. Have a great day and rest of your week.